What is going on, guys? This is Michael Williams from Cartoon Universe, and today I want to talk about a specific plot point from the most recent Samurai Jack episode, and man, was that episode ridiculously amazing. I cannot wait for the finale. Unfortunately, we may not have time for a full-on review because we have tons and tons of Steven Universe stuff to catch up on this week regarding the Wanted special premiere hour-long special thing, so that's going to be taking up a lot of the time, but I kind of want to talk about this, and this topic took me long enough to cover in and of itself, and this was just one piece of the episode. So time travel stuff, it's annoying. So a lot of people obviously are talking about the Guardian. Jack ended up going to Guardian's lair and found that his glasses were laying there on the ground, broken, leading a lot of people to assume that Aku vaporized him, or that the Guardian was defeated. And I don't think this is the case. It could be, but I'm not entirely sure because, we only saw his glasses. We didn't see a body, and we didn't even see any ashes or bones from Aku vaporizing him. And it's only been 50 years, so I don't think that stuff would just disappear necessarily. But regardless, I don't think it's entirely out of the question that the Guardian is still alive. How, you may ask? Well, let's talk about it. Just a quick history lesson if you are not entirely familiar, or you just need a quick refresher. Guardian is basically this Guardian who guarded this really special secret time portal, and he said he guarded it for eons and eons, and it was prophesied that one man would be able to defeat him, and Jack ended up finding this portal, and he stated that Jack is not that man. He is not the one that will defeat the Guardian to use the time portal. So this time portal is only specified for one person who can defeat him. So they end up fighting, and Jack, of course, loses. And just before the final blow was struck, the time portal basically spoke to the Guardian and said something. The Guardian put the boulder down before he was going to absolutely destroy him with it. And he basically had this dragon, wyvern, bird thing carry him away. And he said that he could not use the portal yet. Not yet. And that is the key there. And then we see a flash forward, we presume, as Samurai Jack as a king. He's standing there triumphantly, but he's got tons of battle scars. He's got his beard, so this means he's probably all angsty, and he's got his sword, and he's just beaten and battered, and he's angry, but he seems to have been triumphant in defeating Aku, or whatever this was. We don't know when this is, but considering the fact that the Jack we currently have now is more in his original state, this could be even later in the future than we are right now in the story. How does this all tie together? What does he mean by he can't use it yet? And if he's not dead, where did he go? Well, it was of course prophesied that only one person could defeat him and use the time portal, and if Jack is allowed to use it eventually, as he said in the term "you can't use it yet," then that man must be Jack. And some people are saying that that man is Aku, but Aku, I feel like, is a special case because he is a deity and can only be defeated by one specific thing. And I'm not entirely certain that Aku defeated the Guardian in the first place. Especially since this plot point wouldn't just be thrown out like that. This obviously had a lot of significance. So I think the Guardian will most likely return in some way, shape, or form in the next episode. But the question is how? Well, for starters, he could potentially be a fourth dimensional being, but I feel like that's a little bit too complicated to fit in the finale, and it's a little bit of a cop-out, be sort of lame. And again, we don't know much about the Guardian, so he may have some secret powers we're not aware of because he was guarding that time portal for eons. So he's probably there for a long, long time, but I highly doubt that he's fourth dimensional. That would be kind of lame. I think it's more likely that he used the portal before Aku vaporized it, sending him into the future, but after the point we are right now in the story, so potentially years after the last episode. And then this would inherently activate the portal again as he steps in the future from the past, if that makes any sense. Maybe something tragic happens in the finale where Jack has to kill Ashi, or someone has to kill Ashi somehow, some way, and that's basically leaves Jack in his battered, angsty, bearded state where we see him in the portal, and that makes sense as to why he would look like that. So maybe the Guardian flings himself to the point in the future after that, and he finds Jack, bringing him to the portal for a rematch and allowing him to make a single choice after he defeats him. He could either go back to the past and save his family, or go back to the past and save Ashi, but he can't do both. This could be why the portal spoke to him, saying that Jack couldn't use the portal yet, because why would the Guardian put so much emphasis on the word yet? This means he has to use it eventually, and we've only got one episode left in the entire series, so maybe Jack couldn't use it yet because he first needed to meet Ashi, and his choice to use the portal would be to go back and save Ashi rather than save his family. Or maybe he goes back to save Ashi and then go back and save his family so he can have the best of both worlds if he's able to cross through the portal quick enough or something like that. We sadly have no idea how this portal even works, so I'm completely spitballing here, but this could be years after where we are now in the story, where we left off in that crazy cliffhanger where Aku has the sword and Ashi's possessed and Jack is defeated, and another person he fell in love with ended up being Aku again. Absolutely bodied, and this would explain Jack's older appearance in the portal vision from the season 3 episode. How he gets the sword back remains to be seen, and then once you add in the fact that we still need to see what happens with the Scotsman, we know he's going to be playing a role, we know he's going to be helping Samurai Jack. That makes this entire thing even more complicated. This is just a rough idea, but I do think the Guardian will come back in some way, shape, or form. Again, this was an amazing episode. I want to talk more about it. I want to talk about how Jack and Ashi's relationship actually ended up being a pivotal role for the overall story and was completely necessary for the plot, and I thought the way they did it was really brilliant. But that's another video for another time. Like I said, we might do a review for this episode, and if we don't, we will cover my thoughts, and Haley, hopefully she'll be able to join us on the whole Jack and Ashi situation in the video that we talk about the finale in. But super hyped. I cannot wait for this finale. It's going to be absolutely incredible. What do you guys think is going to happen with the Guardian? Do you think he's dead? He's gone? Do you think he's going to come back? If you think he's going to come back, how do you think he's going to come back? Because time travel stuff, it's complicated, and it's hard to think of, and I had to stop and change my notes like a million times for this video just to make sense of it all because it's confusing and we don't know how this portal works. So it's completely up in the air right now. But what do you guys think is going to happen? Really curious to see what you guys are coming up with the Guardian, because I feel like this is a character that a lot of people have been talking about for years, and he's just super sick and badass, and he's got a cool voice. He's the only one who could really defeat Jack, so I really want to know what you guys have to say about this. But if you're new here, be sure to subscribe for more Samurai Jack videos while it lasts for the next week or two potentially, and be sure to leave a like if you enjoy this video and hit that little bell so you can be notified when we're doing these Jack and Ashi videos and the finale review and whatever else we can think of. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I've been Michael Williams, you've been watching Cartoon Universe, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.